Hi, my name is Virginia Grandi with the League of Women Voters of San Francisco. I'm here today to talk to you about Proposition B, which will appear on the ballot November 2nd.
Proposition B is a measure that would increase the contributions made by city and county employees to the city's retirement system and health service system. The city's share of funding these services would be reduced.
I have with me here today Michael Hennessy, Sheriff of San Francisco, who is an opponent to Proposition B. Sheriff, why do you oppose Proposition B?
Well, first of all, thanks to the League of Women Voters for having me be able to speak on this issue. I strongly urge San Francisco voters to vote against Proposition B because of the adverse impact, the unfair adverse impact it's going to have on San Francisco's lowest paid employees. I know that Proposition B is being kind of sold as a pension reform measure, and if that's all it did, it'd probably be worth people's consideration. But the real negative impact is going to be on the health service system in San Francisco for its 26,000 or 24,000 employees. People think that city employees get paid a lot of money, and frankly, some do. But over 6,000 city employees make less than $50,000 a year. If Proposition B passes, it will change the amount of money that a city employee is contributing to their own healthcare program. So for example, if a person has Blue Shield, which is one of the options involved and not the most expensive one, a person will have to pay $5,000 more a year out of pocket if they have a dependent, if they have a child, or if they have a spouse. In my department, for example, I've got 57 employees who are called cadets. They do security at City Hall, they do security at the Hall of Justice and other places, help check bags. They make at most $37,000 a year. If Proposition B passes, $5,000 of their $37,000 will have to go to the new health costs that they would have if they're on the Blue Shield program. And there are other employees who are in that category as well. Take, for example, an entry-level school teacher here in San Francisco. Their pay is $45,000 a year. They are also going to be impacted by the increased healthcare costs. So I think that's the main reason here is that Proposition B is imposing greater healthcare costs on city employees than ever before, and it's going to have an impact on their ability to provide health care to their children, to keep their same doctor, to keep their same health plan, and to do all the things that a person wants to do to take care of their family.
Thank you, Sheriff. So if this measure were to pass, how would the citizens of San Francisco be impacted?
The citizens, of course, a fair number of citizens are city employees, and they'll be impacted in their pocketbook because they're going to have to pay a lot more to maintain health care. Some employees are going to drop their health care. They're going to drop a dependent off their health care because they can no longer afford it, or they're going to have to drop their long-term family doctor that they've been able to choose under one health plan that they won't be able to choose if they go to the cheapest health plan that's available. So it's going to impact those healthcare providers in San Francisco. It's going to impact nurses. It's going to impact school teachers. It's going to impact people who provide health services in San Francisco. And I think it's an arbitrary number that's been put in this initiative, a 50% arbitrary number. Who came up with 50% as opposed to 35% or 55%? It's an arbitrary number that's trying to be put into law, and I think that's unfair. So I strongly urge people to vote no on Proposition B.
Thank you, Sheriff. I am now with Craig Weber, a former member of the San Francisco Civil Grand Jury, who is here to talk as a proponent of Proposition B. Mr. Weber, why do you support Proposition B?
I became involved in pension reform nearly 2 years ago as a member of the San Francisco Civil Grand Jury. At that time, the grand jury elected to investigate pensions within the safety, police and fire departments. We investigated pension distributions for the 10-year period 1998 to 2008, and we paid particular attention to the practice of pension spiking. Pension spiking is the end of career promotion or temporary assignment into a position where one earns a higher compensation and a higher retirement benefit from that compensation. We found within safety a significant number of retirees who spiked their pension in their final year and created tens of millions of dollars of potential pension obligations for the citizens of San Francisco. The findings and recommendations of that report were largely ignored by city officials and administrators of city departments. And for that reason, I decided to continue my involvement with the grand jury and served a second year on the grand jury. We extended the scope of our investigation of the retirement system to include pension costs, pension distributions, and the projections of pensions through the next 5 years.
If Proposition B were to pass, how would the citizens of San Francisco be impacted?
Proposition B is the first pension reform initiative presented to the voters since 1976. And in 1976, the voters voted to exclude overtime in terms of computing the pensionable compensation. This reduced pension obligations in the city and county of San Francisco by millions and millions of dollars. Proposition B is a cost-sharing arrangement. It's a proposal to provide that employees pay their share of the pension obligations. Today, a $65,000 clerk in the assessor's office pays nothing into their pension system, as does a $200,000 public defender. They pay $0 into the pension system. The city's contribution rate currently is 13.5%. It's projected to increase to nearly 30% in the next 5 years. The city cannot sustain these pension costs. A yes vote on Proposition B will send a clear message to the public officials that the obligations in the future must be addressed today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. And thanks to you, the viewer. I hope this conversation has been informative about Proposition B. For more information, be sure to check out the League's website at sfvotes.org. And be sure you don't forget to vote on November 2nd.